from there. It's going to be tough, but if you can get through that turn with a little bit of momentum and some boat lengths ahead of your competitors, it's not within question a lane one boat can win the final.
You could do it. It's a tall order on this course, but to your point, with the water conditions being what they are right now, if you can get through that first turn clean and maybe have a boat length or two and start dictating the race course to the rest of the field, it might be the way to make it work. We just saw from Andrew Tate the ability to drive around a boat on the inside lane. They looked awfully impressive, and I'm saying they because on the screen here are folks online and everybody here that's on the shore is looking at their boat, the U91, the Goodman Real Estate. That was an impressive performance by Andrew Tate.
It was, and Goodman Real Estate, that's a prime property hydroplane right there. And Brad, I wanted to go back to turn number one. I wanted to thank Nick Kish and everyone at H1 Unlimited providing Jordan and I a monitor. And the drone shots so far with our first three H1 Unlimited heats, speaking of turn number one, the aerials up above and going by memory in the past, it doesn't look as soupy down there right now in this 2024 Madison Regatta. Less winds today. Water conditions are perfect. Fingers are crossed. Let's get through this thing. We want a Morgan Foods Indiana Governor's Cup champion decided on the First Financial Bank race course.
And I'm hoping they're right along with you. That's what happens. The fans deserve that. We didn't get to complete a final heat a year ago at this particular event, and we are having our minds and eyes and everything set on doing that today. Let's hope that happens. You mentioned the drones. I want to mention we have, and I appreciate you bringing that up, we have three drones. 3 drone pilots. We've got 5 drones here, but we got 3 drone pilots that are providing those images that you're watching. And they're also, their number one job is to support our officials over here. They've got replay off to my left, and they're able to look at that stuff with the drones. And we are hearing very quickly that it's clear or there's a question on the water. And so far, everything's been clear pretty much on the water. It's nice to get those shots from the drone to help out our officiating crew. Do you know this guy standing to my right here? I think you know him.
I sure do, but one more question before I hand the headset to him. Would you agree that the U9 Beacon Plumbing in this heat finally woke up yesterday in 2024? They're back in the mix.
Yeah, we've been talking about that since we left Gunnersville, that they did not have a good weekend down on Lake Gunnersville, and they ended up being the trailer boat in the final, and that's not a spot that Corey Peabody wants to be, nor is it a spot that he is accustomed to being in. We'll thank Jeff Ayler. He has stepped away, and because he has stepped away, Jean Theoret comes back up. You having a good time this weekend?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Gotta have a good time working with Brad here.
Oh, my goodness. I like that. I like that. Well, we're looking at our H1 Unlimited Heat 4, which is on deck for us. And again, just to talk briefly about our format, we've got 5 H1 Unlimiteds here. We're running what we call a round-robin format. Everybody will run 4 times. We will have 5 preliminary heats. Everybody runs 4 times. Each team, Jean, takes a turn sitting out a particular heat. So everybody, by the time we're done with 5 heats, will have run 4 times. We'll take the top 4 point getters, put them on the front row of the final, and then we're going 5 times for the Indiana Governor's Cup.
That's really good. J. Michaels Kelly's setting this one out, I guess, eh?
Yeah, this is his turn. Now, so let's look at the field. The U91, the Goodman Real Estate with Andrew Tate. They will be in this one fresh off a convincing and dominant heat win earlier in our H1 Unlimited heat number 3. So the Goodman Real Estate, Andrew Tate, going to be joined by Dustin Eccles and Bucket List Racing. They woke up in that heat. The boat looked much stronger.
Yes, they did.
The U40 Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles. And as Jeff Ayler was just talking, Corey Peabody, the boat ran beautifully yesterday. He picked up 2 first-place finishes in the U9, the Beacon Plumbing. And he's going to be joined by the Miss Mercury's Coffee and Jamie Nielsen.
The points race must have been tightened up now, eh?
It must have. I haven't played with it since, but coming out after
there.
Yesterday, it got real tight, and I'm sure it's shifted a bit so far today. We got, I want to know if you heard this, we got Jake McCormick standing just to our right down here. Did you hear he's going to go out and drive?
Is that his first time out on a hydro?
Well, let's find out real quick. Just that you might want to get some tips from this guy. Jake's going to go out in the boat.
Mr. McCormick, nice to meet you.
You want to talk to this guy for a sec? Sure. Yeah. Sure you can. I'm going to let you talk to him and give him some driving tips. We're only talking to a world champion. guys got it.
So are you excited?
Oh, yeah, I'm pumped. I did the APBA racing school a couple months ago with Tony Black. And
Okay.
I mean, that was the whole goal. That was actually the goal of becoming the president of the Madison Regatta. They asked me to come do it. I really didn't think I was the right guy. We've had some wins, and the whole point was to get my name back in the sport, my family's name, and hopefully crawl into a boat. And here's step number 400.
So is it a school that is outboard racing or?
It's inboard.
It's inboard.
So it's in
Okay.
Springfield, Ohio.
Okay.
You go for 2 days. I think it costs, if I remember right, about $600. And you go, you spend a day learning how a hydroplane operates. I talked to Tony beforehand. He's like, you don't really need the education part of it.
Yeah.
But he's like, come on. I'm like, I can always learn something. You never know. And then the next day you go and hit the water, and you get to do about 10 laps. Tony's in your ear coaching you along the way. And
So this was actually your first time in a boat?
that was not my first time in a three-point hydroplane. Dave Johnson has let me run his vintage boat, so I kind of putted along in that. It was funny how that happened because we put the boat back together, the Miss Jean, after the bottom had ripped off of it the year before.
Okay.
And I had just gotten to Madison, and I showed up and told him I wanted to help. I didn't know him from Adam. He didn't know me. He knew my uncle.
Okay.
And I dove into the boat, and he learned real quick that I knew about boats because I had built them with my uncle and been around them my whole life. And so by the end of it, he thought he was like nursing me into boat racing. And by the end, I was under it, rewiring it for him under the cab, and we were laying glass. It
And
was
what
a good
class
experience.
boat is that?
It's a
vintage boat?
7-liter.
A 7-liter?
Yeah,
Okay.
an old 7-liter, the Miss Jean. And
Is
so
it a cab over or conventional?
it's conventional.
Conventional boat. Okay.
So
Okay. Good.
no, I'm sorry. It's cab over.
Okay.
Open hole cab over.
Okay.
But we put it on the water, and I got out here, and that was my first time in a three-point hydro. And I really had no bearing of speed. They put me out by myself. I didn't have a Speedo. I didn't have a tack in someone else's boat to know how hard I was pushing it. So it kind of looked slow, is what everyone told me. I got back in, and Dave Johnson told me to go faster. I'm like, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Didn't get to run that one again. So then I found out about the school from Billy Noonan because I just came up to him last year. I'm like, how do I get my butt in a boat?
Yeah.
And he said, I know you don't need it, but go to this school. So we started that process, had a blast with Tony. He said I did pretty dang good at the school. And he said, I talked over it with Corby, my girlfriend. I'm like, look, this is what I want to do. And she's like, well, let's go boat racing.
Absolutely.
So
this will be your first race.
this will be my
Today.
first race. So
Okay.
I've been told I have to hang in the outside line. And
They got you on
kinda
restrictions.
Stay back. Yeah,
probably, yeah. Okay.
but-
Well, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You got beautiful water conditions.
Oh, my God. This was really perfect. I kind of told her, I'm like, look, we went home last night. I'm like, I have to make this happen. We have the biggest crowd we've had in decades. Yeah. I did the special tribute to Tony Steinhardt on behalf of my family and the
Okay.
regatta. And in front of this crowd, this feels like my hometown, even though I'm not from here. For me to climb into a boat here is kind of surreal for the first time. So I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
Enjoy it, taste it, do all of the good, and behave yourself.
Oh, yeah. When I first went out in that vintage boat, I won't say it. I think we're actually live or being recorded for H1, so I won't use the exact language that was given to me. But they looked at me on the dock and they said, no McCormick crap.
Well, I'm really happy for you because I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic experience, and maybe you'll be able to continue doing it. And if that's one of your dreams, well, go for it.
Yeah.
It's been one of my dreams when I was a kid, and it was all good.
I'm getting pulled away. I guess there's something on the race course. I appreciate the talk.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
So,
You're welcome.
John, I couldn't hear. What'd you tell the young man?
Well, he's talking to me that there's a school for hydroplane racing.
There is.
So he went and do that.
The
and,
driving school.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
he enjoyed
right.
that, and I asked him if it was his first time in a hydroplane, and he said no. He's got his uncle. I think he's got a vintage boat, the Miss
Yes.
Jean.
Yep, the Miss Jean. Dave Johnson down here used to have it.
So but it'll be his first race, and I told him to enjoy himself and to behave.
And behave just like Jeff wants.
Exactly.
We are at 7 minutes and 40 seconds to the start of our H1 Unlimited Heat 4. And we're standing by with Erica down in the pit area. Erica, take it away.
Thanks, Brad. Our U91 Miss Goodman real estate driver of Andrew Tate told me despite finding success and a race win already this season, he is still learning this boat and all of the little nuances that come with it. During the test sessions this weekend, he's actually been on and off the throttle trying to get it to shut down on him so he can determine how far he can push it and what he can and can't do as a driver, considering they've had issues during some milling periods so far this season. With each run out, it seems he's been figuring out the machine more and more and was able to pocket the Heat 3 win. He said they won that race from the boat being able to go through and coming off the corners flawlessly, and intends to replicate that effort here in Heat 4, guys.
Thank you very much, Erica, and that's good insight, and it's what we've been talking about, Jean. On this race course, you scruff off so much speed in these tight corners that if you can accelerate and get off that pin quick, you can have a good advantage.
Yeah, that Goodman boat's got a really good turning capabilities, and I kind of felt funny that we talked about fuel controls. You know, they had issues, I think, in Gunnersville about with fuel controls, and I'm sure they were trying to figure that out this weekend, make sure that didn't happen again.
Yeah, they did have some issues, as Andrew alluded to. In fact, twice he dropped down all the way to ground idle and the boat shut off, and then he had a hard time getting it refired. That would have been a penalty in years past because he would have been below 80 miles an hour for the amount of time that was allotted.
Absolutely.
And that was one of the big changes in the rules. We wanted to stop disqualifying boats before the heat even got started.
Absolutely.
So it's worked. We're inside 1 to the 5. There we see our, well, I was going to say we see our crew member with his hand on the wing, but there we see a couple of crew members there on the U9, the Beacon Plumbing. As people begin to step off the boat, we'll have a hand on the fairing on the back of the boat.
I'm sure it'll be interesting between Corey Peabody and Andrew there for this heat.
Yeah, this will be good. So Andrew got a couple of heat wins, or got a heat win this morning. Corey got a couple of heat wins yesterday. Yeah. And you know Corey, he's competitive as the day is long.
Absolutely. He got 2 heat wins yesterday, Corey.
Yes,
actually.
he did.
Yeah.
So he came in with a bunch of points today. He'd like to keep it going right now. What did he have? He came in with 900 points. He had 2 first-place finishes, plus he was top qualifier. So,
so he's in second place right now.
That's what we call a perfect weekend. When
yeah,
you
so
can pull
far
that
that's
off
really
and
good.
Keep it going.
Yeah. Here we go.
5 minutes. Here we go. Andrew Tate, Dustin Eccles, Corey Peabody, Jamie Nielsen, the 91, the 40, the 9, the 11. It's Goodman Real Estate, Bucket List, Beacon Plumbing, MissMercury's.com. There goes Andrew. He says, I'm going to get out of here first, and he will do it. Going to be followed just off to his right.
Corey swallowed a bit of water there.
Yep. Is that what happens? You swallow a chunk like that?
And it goes down.
He will get it refired,
up right now.
And here he goes. Meanwhile, at the bottom end of the race course, it's Andrew Tate on the inside. He's got Jamie Nielsen just outside him on the right. Corey brings it back up on a plane. He'll trail the field down there. Now watch Jamie here. Is he going to try and have some fun here with Andrew and maybe get enough lead and move over on him? Andrew's saying he's going to run with him. No,
that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, and it takes 5 boat lengths before Jamie can move over on Andrew. I don't think he actually expected to outrun Andrew. I think the question was, would Andrew go with him or would Andrew let him come over? And the answer to that was no.
No.
Not going to happen. So top end of the race course. Now we'll see what happens. Conceivably, he could cut to the inside, and he just did.
That's what he did.
Yeah,
Andrew let him go.
He did let him go. Yeah. And so, yeah, an interesting move. Andrew wanted to run with him up the backstretch and not relinquish that inside spot, but he did when they got to the apex, and this time when they come down, they're in the opposite position at 320. Here comes Dustin Eccles coming up behind everybody. Now what we've been seeing J. Michael Kelly do is cut the course right here after start finish, see if anybody goes. There goes Jamie.
There goes Jamie.
How about Andrew?
Yep.
How about Dustin? Now this time Dustin's going to go.
Too.
So all 3 of them are going to cut the course, and Corey says, I'll go with you. How about that?
Yep.
Corey got some slop coming out of there. I think he's going to try and duck inside Dustin here, but I think he's going to find things kind of crowded.
I think, he'll have to take lane 4.
Now,
he's trying to go in between. Look at it.
Yeah, he sure is. He's trying to squeeze into lane 2, and it's in there.
Yeah, he's got it.
It's tight.
He's got it.
But he got in there.
Yeah.
He got in there. They left the door open, so Corey dove to Not the inside lane, but he got in the lane too.
I'm surprised Andrew left in that lane.
Yeah, that is. Now they got to defend it.
Andrew's
going
going out.
outside. Andrew's going to wind this thing up on the far outside.
Yeah.
He's out on lane number 4 now. So on the inside right now is Jamie Nielsen and the MissMercury's.com
Well, they got
lane
45
2.
seconds to burn.
Yeah, they've got a bunch
40
to
seconds
That's
to
right.
burn.
Now, but the interesting point here is the 80-mile-an-hour rule is off the table. They can shut the thing down if they have to.
Exactly.
They don't want
I'm
to.
sure they'll be off playing, some of them.
And that's okay, too.
Yeah.
That's all out the window.
Yep.
Standing here with Mike Denslow, the president of H1 Unlimited. This is what we talked about. This is okay now. You can drop down, and we're not going to get you DSQ'd coming up on 15 seconds before they can cross the start-finish line. Now watch Dustin here. He's out in front of everybody.
Watch Andrew. Watch Andrew.
See if Andrew doesn't take a jump.
Yeah.
Clearly a clean score.
Watch Andrew. Watch Andrew. I think he's going to do something else.
Well, he's got to go all the way.
Oh, he's got to go all the way?
He's got to go all the way.
Okay. I thought he could cut the course here.
Well, this is going to be interesting. We will keep an eye on Andrew Tate, but at the same time, we're going to keep an eye on the rest of the field. And it's Jamie Nielsen sitting in lane number 1, Corey Peabody.
Lane 2.
Beacon Plumbing is sitting in 2. Lane 3 will go to Dustin Eccles in the 40. Still looking at 1 minute. Andrew now is just coming off the lower corner, and he's going to have to put his foot in it and really fly. John, has he got a problem?
I don't think so. I think he's waiting back, and he's going to really smoke on the...
He's going to bring a lot of speed to the line, and maybe these other guys are going to not have the speed at the line. Andrew's going to play it a little different. Again, it's this new start procedure.
Yes.
Everybody's figuring out how to do it.
Trying new strategy.
Right now, it is Jamie Nielsen in Miss Mercury's Coffee sitting in lane number 1. It is Corey Peabody, Beacon Plumbing in 2. Here comes Andrew hard on the outside. Lane 3 is going to be Dustin Eccles. Here comes Andrew Tate. You like that? About 17 seconds off the exit pin.
I think that's good. Let's see Andrew.
Here they come. 4 boats underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. We're inside. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark
Good
appeared
start.
to be clean from us. Corey's got some air into the boat, and back behind the field a little bit was Andrew Tate in the 91, the Goodman Real Estate. I think it's Corey that got down there first. Who are we going to see? Corey Peabody. Peabody down there first. Legal start. Everybody was legal, John. Coming off the corner, it's Corey Peabody. And here comes Andrew Tate. Tate on the outside. Look at him come off the corner with a lot of boat speed. Radio guys are telling Corey he's coming, and he's coming hard. He went around Dustin Eccles like he was tied to the buoy. Andrew Tate is really rolling up the backstretch, but so's Corey. Corey's got a lot of speed, too.
Absolutely. What Andrew's gaining on.
Andrew's going to have to run a big race course. He can come over, however, because he's got overlap on the boats behind him and on the inside. Top end of the race course. Here comes Corey Peabody. He's got the lead in the U9 Beacon Plumbing. Got a good race going back there for third, but right now, all eyes, at least in Madison, Indiana, are on the U91 Goodman Real Estate and Andrew Tate. He's trying to run down
calm it down,
flying
Andrew.
hydroplane. Yeah, the boat is really reacting to the water. Andrew's got a pretty light boat ride, John. It looks rough.
We got a race for third and fourth, too, there.
We do indeed. It's Dustin Eccles in the bucket list currently running third, but on the inside is Jamie Nielsen in the MissMercury's.com. Now we are on lap 2, coming off the lower end of the race course. Corey Peabody still got almost a full rooster tail on Andrew Tate. And from my way of looking at it, John, it looks to me like Corey's got a better boat ride.
Yes, he does. He does. And I think that corner was really good for him there.
Look at her run up the backstretch. Dustin Eccles is out by about 4 boat lengths on the Miss Mercury's Coffee and Jamie Nielsen. Top end of the race course, still Corey Peabody. U9 Beacon Plumbing slides out to about lane number 4. He will come down, expect to get, and he will get a white flag with 1 more to go. Corey Peabody, Beacon Plumbing, really rolling. Now we'll see if Andrew gets a better boat ride this time. Seems to be better this time down, but Corey's running like a rocket right now.
Corey's solid right now.
Andrew Tate comes across there's still a full rooster tail with Corey. Here's Dustin Eccles flying the 40 across the line in some rough water, but he's in a solid third place now. Jamie Nielsen staying on the inside.
Corey's keeping his advance right now.
Yeah, Andrew's not making up any ground now. And he is on the checkered flag lap. Now it is more than a rooster tail for Corey Peabody. Looking strong at the U9, the Beacon Plumbing. Andrew, I think, has decided discretion's the better part of valor. I think he's going to let him go.
Yeah.
There's no reason. We don't get out the big trophy yet.
No.
So top end of the race course on this, the third of 3 times around the race.
Andrew's going in.
Andrew dove to the inside. He's going to try and run, but Corey is aware of it. I think Corey's got him covered, but an aggressive move by Andrew Tate. Here comes Corey Peabody.
Checkered flag out.
Checkered flag flies. U9, Beacon Plumbing, Corey Peabody.
Win number 3.
Win number 3. Here comes Andrew. Gave it a valiant run. I love it when they dive to the inside like that. I'm coming, I'm trying. A good run again, a solid run for Dustin Eccles in the U40 Bucket List Racing. He comes across in 3rd place. And our 4th place finish will go to Jamie Nielsen in the U11, the MissMercurys.com. A conservative run for them. They will come home with an intact race boat and 4th place. And we have to take this opportunity right now, speaking of Miss Mercury's Coffee and Mercurys.com, got to thank that entire family. They have been delivering coffee to us back here.
Yeah,
and
the whole crew here is getting coffee. That's awesome.
And we do. We have Morgan Harris over there. He is the patriarch of, I'm assuming you know Morgan.
No, I haven't met Morgan.
You have? No,
I haven't met Morgan yet.
I think you're just about to, and I'm probably going to have you give up his headset. Your headset, that's him over there with his son. Out there in the sunshine.
I have met Morgan, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good guys. Yeah. Good guys for sure. But more than that, a good boat race.
Yes.
Corey Peabody.
Yes. Win number 3.
Yep.
And I think Andrew found out that he can't win from lane number 4.
Yeah. He might have been thinking that was going to work a little earlier, but Corey had other ideas.
Exactly.
So this is shaping up to be a whale of an Indiana Governor's Cup for our H1 Unlimited hydroplanes. Andrew Tate comes back to the dock. Next up is going to be Dustin Eccles, and he stops shorter than anybody else, and Andrew's got to go down to the bottom end of the dock. There you're looking at Dustin Eccles in the U40 Bucket List Racing. Corey's coming in with the lid up. As we talked yesterday, I would assume you probably don't realize how hot it is in there when you're in the middle of the competition, but once it's over, you go, oh my goodness, it's hot in here.
Yeah, when you're driving, you're not thinking about that, but after that workout, too, that's a pretty good workout.
Now, can you really handle the air conditioning controls in there?
Not really.
You're a little busy.
A little busy.
Yeah, you're so busy tuning the stereo.
Yeah, exactly. Putting on the GPS, you know.
Yeah. Tell me when to turn down there, will you? There you're getting a good look at our H1 Unlimited Heat 4 winner, at least on the water.
Beautiful boat there.
Yep, it is. Our officials are taking a look at some replays here off to our left. We will await to hear a clean on the water call. And we'll pass it on when we do, but another good heat of racing. We saw a different start procedure there. This time it was Andrew who said, I got another idea. You guys go ahead and fight for it.
Yeah. They're trying all sorts of things, you know, in the heat racing.
And I think we're going to see that all year long, especially as the race courses change.
Yes.
As you know, we're going to go out to a very rough, short 2-mile race course on Lake Washington.
In Seattle. Yeah.
And that's a whole different ball game.
Absolutely.
And so, anyway, they're all figuring it out, and we're the recipients of the fun part of all that because it makes for very good racing. Another very good 4-boat start. Everybody lined up. What the fans like. There's Corey.
A bit late on the start, you know, just a bit late there. Jay Michael's got the really knack there.
He's got the good lines.
Yes.
So, now I got to ask that question. So, if you know a guy's got it, do you follow him at all? Do you ever fall into that trap?
I never followed anybody.
Okay.
You know,
you were hoping they were following you.
Exactly. I do my own thing.
Yep.
And, you know, it usually pays off.
Well, it did for you.
Because when you're following someone, you're late.
Well, that's true.
You can't
argue with that.
You know.
How about that? It was clean on the water. So thank you very much, Tana Morissette from H1 Unlimited. She's in contact with the officials and keeping us up to date with what's going on as we look at Mercurys.com. Jamie talking things over with his crew. We are waiting for Erica Allreed. We're going to expect she will be jumping in with Corey Peabody. She and Corey might be becoming pretty good friends here.
Yeah,
I
of
would
course.
assume.
He's getting used to it there.
So let's go down to Erica Allreed with Corey Peabody. Erica?
Corey, a flawless execution of that race by you and your team. Can you try and describe this drive and route to this heat win?
Well, we didn't work out in our favor coming off the dock, but that's okay. We settled in, settled down, figured out what we were going to do. We were able to get good lane position and squeeze our way in there. And went up there, got up there early so we can secure our lane and hit the start, and off we went. So went down the first turn, got through that clean. Knew I had some fast boats all around me, but just kept our foot in it and worked out for the best.
And how do you intend to carry this confidence, momentum, and speed into your final heat and the final?
Just stay mentally focused, stay out of the sun, get in the AC, prepare for the next heat, and hopefully do the same thing. I know we got a lot of tough boats coming up, but it's good to get these 400 points for the Beacon Plumbing. Thanks for our sponsors, Beacon Plumbing, Beacon Electric, Clifty Engineering, everyone else. So thank you, fans, and we'll see you guys out there on the next one.
Well, go get in that AC and prepare for your next race. Thank you so much, and congratulations on that heat win.
All right, thanks, Erica.
Erica Allreed, thank you very much. She's doing a great job down there on the dock, and this is just
I love the questions. They're pertinent, and
she's very professional.
yes, absolutely.
And she came on board. She's been doing motorsports and this sort of thing for a long time, but last year was her first time. She went to 2 races, worked on the Speed Sport Network, and at the end of the year we had some conversations amongst ourselves about a pit reporter, and her name bubbled up to the top real quick, and we are very fortunate to have her with us.
Yeah, and we saw there Corey Peabody very focused.
Yeah.
Very focused and set on what he wants to do,
And I heard him make the comment there. He said he was able to get up to the top end of the race course and squeeze himself in.
Yeah,
we saw that.
we saw that,
He
yeah.
squeezed into 2. It might have been a different story if they'd have closed the door on him there.
Well, I'm surprised they left him the room.
Yeah, absolutely. I was too. And we could see it from the drone. The lane was there, and it stayed open for him. So anyway, he's a good driver. And like he said, he was kind of put behind the 8 ball because the fire went out as soon as they came off the dock.
Yeah.
So pretty soon they're going to be racing from up here in the parking lot, but the racing is starting right here off the dock.
Absolutely.
And getting position on this and the other. And so we're seeing a lot of the same moves. That time everybody came down and cut the course. I don't know. Does somebody one of these days come off of the dock and really get after it and turn a fast lap? So when these other guys try and cut the course and go to the backside, they're coming off the corner and they can't get in front of them.
I'm sure someone's thinking about it.
I'm sure they are too. So I think there's
We may
lots.
see different moves for the final heat.
Well, as we talked earlier, if you got a good one, put
Just
that
keep
one
it
in
with
your
that
back pocket and keep it there. So good racing. The only thing we have to do now is those were our winners on the water. The boats have to go through tech inspection, so it is still unofficial, although we have been told the racing was clean on the water, and so far we've had a lot of that this weekend.
Yes.
That's good stuff.
Yes.
Well, we got a couple of boats looking for the driver's rep. A couple of boats there, the 11 and the 91 looking for the driver's rep. So we don't know what that was all about. We saw that once yesterday, and we thought maybe it had to do with some interesting moves coming away from the dock, but we'll let them hash that out. But that is what's going on. Thank you again, Tana Morissette. So,
well, we saw before the start of the race, Andrew was in lane 3, and at a certain time he pulled out in lane 4. So maybe that's why they call him the driver's rep.
Maybe that's what it is about. Anyway, we just have to put the boats through tech inspection, and apparently our officials get to have an interesting conversation.
Yes.
But again, I will thank you for your participation. I'll let
pleasure.
you go sit back down in the shade.
I'll see you soon, my friend.
Yes, we're going to do this again. You're not done yet.
That's all good.
You got to earn this monster paycheck. We got.
I have to hold my hand out.
Yes, you would. You can go down to Jordan, maybe scarf a piece of pizza from him. Jean,
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is just a pleasure and an honor to work with Jean Theoret, who was gracious enough basically at the last minute to agree to come on and work with me here, and it is a pleasure after being on the microphone and talking to him and interviewing him so many times in the past to be up here and laugh and have some fun with him and get his incredible insight has been a lot of fun, and I hope those of you watching on the H1 Unlimited live stream have enjoyed it as well. The 91, the Goodman Real Estate Andrew Tate's rod, has cleared tech inspection. Nothing yet on the 9 of Corey Peabody. Again, we are trying to do our technical inspections as quick as we can. Erica Allreed and her intrepid cameraman, Mickey Washburn, have returned from the heat of the dock, and can't thank you guys enough for what you're doing. Mickey, you're doing an outstanding job. Erica, we're loving the interviews, so you guys rock. You guys, it's pretty easy. Jean and I are up here. We got the air conditioning going on, and they're down there in the dock, and they just came up, both of them putting a towel to the face and drying off some sweat. It's warm, but we're all having fun. And if they're not having fun, I'm going to remind them they are having fun. That's kind of our mantra here on the live stream team. As you look at some great shots from the drone, as Mercury's.com, the U11, Jamie Nielsen's ride, will head back to the trailer. I saw Morgan Harris here. He is the patriarch, if you will, or the head man at Mercury's Coffee. See if he is still here. They just delivered a whole bunch of coffee up to us. And we have a very, very solid endorsement from, if there is a coffee lady within H1, it is Tana Morissette. And she is giving Mercury's Coffee 2 thumbs up. Yes, she is right there. So now it's, it's made its way into H1 Unlimited. The driver's rep has shown up on the tower here, and Bobby King is our driver's rep this weekend. He's having a conversation with our referees. We'll give them plenty of room. Meanwhile, we'll take this opportunity to look at our schedule and see what is on tap to come up later. Got to make sure I'm looking at the right schedule. Those of you who have ever been involved in putting on an APBA event, an unlimited hydroplane event, even a region inboard event, you know that the schedules that you get handed are outdated before the printer stops printing them. It's just how things go. So let's take a look at where we are. We just completed H1 Unlimited Heat 4. It is 1:19. Man, we are right on schedule. Heat 4 was supposed to go off at 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. It is currently 1:19. We've got that heat in the books, so that's good. And it looks like we are going to take a break now for lunch, which means I should be looking out and seeing patrol boats coming in. I wasn't paying attention, and they are. Our patrol boats have come in off the race course. So let's take a look at our schedule, and then we will break away for that lunch break. Our lunch break is slated to go from 1:30 until 2:30. Coming up at 2:30 will be the Grand Prix Consolation Heat. At 2:50, we'll have Pro Light Heat 2. 3:10 is the slotted time for H1 Unlimited Heat 5. Our Pro Light Sunday final will take place at 3:40. At 4 o'clock, it'll be the Grand Prix Hoosier Nationals final. That's coming up at 4 o'clock. And then at 4:30, the Indiana Governor's Cup, presented by Morgan Foods for H1 Unlimited hydroplanes. And just to remind you again, those are Eastern Daylight Times. So we're going to break now until 2:30 Eastern Time for lunch. Then it will be Grand Prix Consolation Heat, Pro Light Heat 2, H1 Unlimited Heat 5, Pro Light Final, Grand Prix Hoosier Nationals Final, and then the Indiana Governor's Cup for H1 Unlimited hydroplanes. So I'm going to sign off from the start-finish line here at the 2024 Madison Regatta and the Indiana Governor's Cup. On behalf of Erica Allreed and the entire H1 Unlimited live stream team, this is Brad Lou saying don't go away. We'll keep the cameras rolling, but we'll be back with more racing at 2:30 Eastern Time. Stay